Hey there, my fellow artillerymen. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards, episode 89, One Shell. So one thing that is going to happen is it's going to become very inconvenient for me to enter and leave the inner compound of the base due to the changes that I'm making. Basically, I'm isolating. And as a result of that isolation, getting out to the map tile is going to suck. But that's by design. We have a lot of random weapons, so I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for, let's say, Drea, because you're closest, to call in Orler or a combat supplier. I'm going to turn off the ground pen scanner because there's really nothing left we need to scan. I have access to all the materials that I want, so we don't need to keep scanning for any reason. Come on, Fred. One of the things I could do is do... Oh, a fear cluster. Nope, the rewards suck for the effort, so no thanks. Is to do Void Sight Serum in order to try to accelerate progress, but I think being patient's fine. Not much harm in just like waiting around till we can disable that. Now, I did mention wanting additional bedding. So I'm going to set up 2 more hospital beds. With their own vitals monitor so that we can tend double the amount. The home area is going to change considerably as well, I just realized. Once we relinquish control of a ton of the extra area that we had in our base. When the current deconstruct jobs are finished, when the current deconstruct jobs are finished, I'll, Oh, a waste drop? Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that either. I'll, set up more of the redesign. Well, a Mech Commander helmet. Interesting. But no thanks. I don't need more waste to deal with. Now, there is a bit of an advantage to leaving some of the areas, intact. So I think this wall is a good one to leave intact. Only because leaving this intact will force enemies to go all the way around over to the maze, giving me more time to react. The more time, the merrier. I saw the invisible detector. You don't need to point it out to me. I intended to break them down. They're also very inexpensive to build, so they don't really matter to me at all. They're just a few components and, oh, another mutation. Darn. Devil Eyes. We're gonna have to cut off your right shoulder. So, over to the fab bench. Queue up another bionic arm. I'll let him finish the suppression? I don't know what you're even doing. Yeah, suppression. Flush mouse operation? Yeah, I know, I know. Oh, it's Mikas. Alright, Drea. There you go. Drea pops out of bed with a Zeus hammer and goes, yep, nope, not happening. And pops that thing one shot. Cargo pods. Oh, more corn. Yes, the very thing that I absolutely didn't not need more of. And I get a free delivery for more of it. Migas, can I bother your sleep and just have you finish off the arm? Because Devil Eyes is already anesthetized for the removal of the wrong arm. So we might as well just immediately operate for the installation of the new one. That Twisted Obelisk is definitely a pain. So one thing you might be able to see is like the actual footprint of the base is shrinking, and shrinking a lot. And again, I'll reiterate, the purpose of this is so that the enemies that arrive, like pits or, you know, noctiliths, things that spawn in the map, don't spawn inside. Because, as it is now, one of the main vulnerabilities to our base design was the fact that, like, we were being backdoored by enemy spawns because they would just spawn in and gank us, and making this change is going to allow us to not have that that weakness anymore. Also, probably need to. I'll just double wall it up like that. It's good enough. None of this needs to be home zone, as it's not really part of the base anymore. You can see that I'm trying to like double wall up all the power grid as well, so that our power generators aren't as vulnerable as they were. Because I've definitely lost my power generators a lot. And then I'll just simply put walls up here. Which doesn't really block the enemy attacks from spawning so much. But it will slow enemies down. And then maybe in this spot, I'll just plop some wooden doors. Or steel doors. As long as they're nested in far enough, they're not going to catch fire. Under normal circumstances. Like how there's just tech prints out here that I'm just like, meh, I don't care. Poison synth? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Too deep infestation again? Okay. Becoming somewhat of a regular occurrence. Maybe, Daedora, don't join this fight, because you have dementia. Ink, why are you slow? Oh, Fibbeck. Looked like he was just strolling over to the fight. It'd be great if they tried not to do that again. There's only one bug that survived, and we're going to hunt it down. The combat supplier is finally here, which is nice. Try to sell off some of those weapons that we got. And then this is just the extra double walling insulation. So that the maze and the power grid and all that are better protected. Did you one-shot this thing? No, I think you swung twice. You're slipping, buddy. Used to kill everyone in one hit. It does remind me, I should try to call in... I shouldn't have called in the combat supplier. I mean, I did have a lot of these weapons that I wanted to get rid of anyway. But I still need the exotic goods for the Arca capsule, and we haven't gotten one yet. And that should have been my priority. So, oops, if I could have undone that, I would have, but it's obviously too late now. And then I think some other weapons are weapons that I haven't put into stockpiles, so I should check in on that as well. We probably have, So I can't afford this all, but that's fine. Not really here for the silver. Let's see. No, it looks like most of their weapons got hauled away. There is this armor, but that trader is not going to have the capacity to buy it all. Anyway, this is like grenadier armor that we're just letting decay. Silver doesn't really matter to this colony so much, which is why I'm not really making it much of a focus. Then I'm planning on getting rid of these farms, so maybe this will be the last time I sow it. And then just completing the wall here. And maybe I'll just do a double thick wall for this geothermal. And fix it for this area. Busy, busy, busy. But I like this new design. It's definitely a lot more compact, and that's very much the point. In the future, I'll have to remember that a giant sprawling city has a lot of vulnerabilities because you just can't anticipate where your attacks come in from because of the size. And that was definitely one of the problems that I had here. Because initially we were going to build here, and then we changed our mind and built in here, and then I left this all out, and it was a problem. Entity escapes. So we got 2 Noctils and a Tough Spike. And Newfie, thank you for the resub. Cheers. Who does medicine here? Nunya. Daedora does. With dementia, though. So maybe not, like, great at it? Oh. Oh, whoops. I figured that someone would have rescued him by now. That's horrible. It's funny, but horrible. No, well, he's cremated. That was, unbelievably avoidable. Oops. We, like, kicked him out of the old hospital beds, and he just never got back up. And Devil Eyes and Dre are getting married. So, wow, we're gonna have a lot of positive mood effects. That's great. Certainly gonna help with the mood. Attending weddings double over. Nothing like a brawl at a wedding, though. Thanks, Skyra. Always reliable. She's like, I just got married. This is an affront. You could have waited at least a few more months. Fair. I think that would bother me, too. Well, no, I actually wouldn't. But I can imagine it bothering someone, so... Fair enough. So these walls will remain part of the base just because they slow down the enemies. Now that we have the bait beacon rebuilt, I ought to move the beacons around a little bit just so that the bait beacon's the oldest beacon installed, and then move them back. It's brawling practice as well, you say? Yeah, I guess. Although you picked a fight with Ink. Was it Ink that you fought? Yeah. You didn't land a hit on Ink, I don't think, but you are, like, deeply hospitalized, having almost lost your limbs. Yeah. I guess. You wanted a fight, and he was like, alright. If you wish. And he gave it to you. Ooh, a cataphracт helmet. So most of the redesign is almost done. We still need to resolve the Grey Flesh event. That's still outstanding. And then neutralize the Twisted Obelisk. But apart from those two things, it looks like we're nearly ready. Now, roofing up the external shell outside of the fire maze could be potentially a little dangerous, only because the maze obviously gets super hot, and that temperature will bleed. But I'm going to do it anyway. Nice. And another good cataphracts helmet. Drea and Red and Fraggles and Swanky are still wearing marine ones. Probably because the stats are higher. So hopefully we start transitioning away from the marine helmets. Oh my god. We've not been butchering animals and it shows. We actually need to do a little bit of high priority hauling, I think. Because we have a ton of corn. We have 5,000 corn. Soon to be more than 5,000 corn, just like sitting out there waiting to be hauled in. for now, because I'm not exactly sure when this will be ready to be enclosed, I'll just add it to the inside of the walls. I mean, it can't hurt. We definitely have the finished perimeter for the west side. Guarding Massey. Nope. I am super not interested. Now, there could be an argument to be made, which is that the mech clusters that come down could be useful against void creatures, but it might be more effort than it's worth. That's at least my current thinking. Meaning that it introduces X factors that I can't necessarily control, because there's nothing to say that the mech cluster doesn't become more detrimental than a benefit. So I'd rather not take that risk. Oh, our bridge burned up. Must have gotten struck by lightning directly. I'm quite surprised that this obelisk hasn't been neutralizable yet. I mean, I know that our people are, like, exceptionally bad at void research, but I would have thought it would have been... we could have done that by now. When is the next caravan timer? Good. It was probably off cooldown for a while now, and I just never checked. So we're still trying to get an archive capsule for Daedora. I'm hoping that happens sooner than later. Oh, Drea's even trying to put the fire out. You got caught fire on in a pond. That's funny. Metalhorror detected. It was Scotia. Scotia has a Metalhorror implantation. So, let's read this. Mikas noticed something wrong with Scotia while chatting. Scotia exhibited some combination of unnatural behavior, strange vocal sounds, and barely visible metallic worms in the eyes. Ew. Mikas suspects that Scotia is infected with a Metalhorror. Metalhorrors are parasites that control the host and use them to infect others. Metalhorrors grow stronger inside the host as time passes. A Metalhorror will cut its way out. So, let's deal with this. You are going to be queued for a surgical inspection. So one of the refugees was infected. Oh, Fraggles? Oh, okay. Kind of jumping the gun here, but we have plenty of muscle to be able to deal with the Metalhorror already. Alright, it is emerging. Here's the Metalhorror. And it's dead. Really not that hard. And because we detected her and neutralized it, Scotia took a lot less damage than it had it emerged on its own, which it, like, brings you down to brink of death. So yeah, it's possible that the refugees were sent by the Void to infiltrate us and to backstab us. You know, one of them had a Metalhorror. That's entirely a reasonable assumption. Bastards. Using the poor people of this world in that horrible way. So the double insulated entryway is done. I think at this point it is time to decommission the farms and to finish up the redesign. So this whole gateway makes no sense, obviously. So we'll change that as well. And then we're going to want a wall, something like that, built. And I'm going to leave some holes in it so that we can traverse around the map a bit easier. I think I'm going to go ahead and just harvest what we can here and cut the rest. And that will really shrink down our footprint a lot. Well, good job, Mikas, for noticing the horror. That makes my life a lot easier. I didn't have to go and, you know, surgically inspect everyone or really work all that hard at all to figure out who the horror was. Ew, these tough specks are rotting? Our freezer wasn't frozen this whole time? Gross. I would say my plasteel is high up enough that I'm going to have ink start to work as a constructor now. And the redesign continues. I guess I can leave this detector here to detect anything coming through these doors. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to have a detector up there still. So maybe inside of the airlock, I'll put a detector in there as well. Even though I deleted it, I'm putting it back. Obelisk mutation. Oh, swanky. What happened? A lung? A shoulder? Can we neutralize this thing already? Dear Lord, it is just a constant nuisance. Soon everyone's gonna have bionic limbs just because that twisted obelisk keeps messing with us. So the entity Rotten Corpse, I am going to increase the gradient radius and unsuspend so we can get rid of the tough spikes and chimera that are nasty. We're getting very close to having the perimeter built in the way that I want it, but it does look like the sandstone is running out. So given that, I'm going to set up a floodlight here and mine out what, 6? I'm trying to think of the largest area that we could mine out. I'll do 7x7 sort of holes in it. I know we could go bigger, but I could make them into rooms or holding cells or something like that. So, mine up some areas here for the added stone so that we can use the stone and keep building the walls. So, ink, I lied. I need you back on mining. Ran out of stone. We'll liberate some stone from the deconstruction of these farming areas once they get broken down. But, hey, Shadowlink, thank you for the resub too. Yeah, here's an exotic goods. So cross your fingers for me. I really, really, really need an Archite capsule. That's my big wish. Not that I see. Damn. I could go shopping for it. I was hoping to avoid that, but it doesn't look like I have much of a choice. I'm going to need to depart from the base and try to buy one elsewhere. Not happy about that, but oh well. So the best destination might be Tedisha, and then if it doesn't have it, we can run to Blackjack's Hamlet, and then far skip home, something like that. Oh, there's a Flying Imperial Trader. Hey, maybe the Flying Imperial Trader has one. Orbital traders and Caravan traders have very different subsets of available goods. No, they don't have it either. Oh, man. They do, however, have a lot of silver, and I have a lot of corsets, so I have way more corsets than they can afford. I'll actually buy a tech print, skin hardening. I don't think I'm going to put it to use. But I don't know. I feel like I'm going to buy it anyway. Yeah, I think that's all I really want out of them. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping to save myself the trip. Well, Sea Panda. I'll send him out in just a sec. So Swanky now no longer has a tentacle arm. The flesh spikes that pop out of there are weak enough that I don't even bother with backup. It's really, I don't think necessary. So Sea Panda, what is your sleep needs? So that I'll send you out when you're rested. He needs a little bit more sleep needs. So once after sleep, I'll send him out to go seek the to go seek out an archive capsule. The game wants me to do research projects, but I don't think I'm going to. I don't intend to use them, so I'm not going to bother investing in them. My plan is to send Sea Panda out without money, so that I can travel faster. And then if I happen to find an archive capsule, sending in trade supplies to sell. I think that makes more sense. So you are going to go with pemmican. Lucky you. And some lavish meals before they spoil. I'm sure he won't like that much pemmican, but oh well. And finally, we are breaking down the old farms. So first up, at Tedisha, we're going to visit. They don't have it. Just as I feared. So we're a day and a third away from Blackjack's Hamlet. Maybe Blackjack's Hamlet will have it. Oh wow, lots of ambrosia. I forgot about that. And we hit another steel node over here too. Oh, we got a mech raid. They are Prepare a While mech raid, and they're all scythers. Just 100% scythers. I might... honestly... oops. Hit them with a Doomsday Launcher. Or a, Antigrain Warhead, I should say. Because if they're Prepare a While, they're going to be stationed in a single spot for a while. And there's no better use of an Antigrain Warhead than hitting a massive amount of stationary targets. So I'm kicking one Antigrain Warhead out of the pod here. And running Mikas, who's a level 20 shooter, to man the mortar. Alright, let's do force target here. And this should be fun. Here it goes. I think it worked. So the remaining scythers are going to come in through here. Into the... actually, no. Where are they going? Oh, you know, we have a hole here in our base. So they're coming to this bottleneck, which is fine. I don't care what bottleneck they use. And we'll just line up our shooters and cut them down. So of the, I think it was 84 of them, we killed 57 and... Oh, 80... So it wasn't... It was 87. And 20 of them are still incoming. Because of the renovations, this is a valid path into the base, but a fairly well-guarded one, I'd like to say. So I'm not too worried about this fight. But it would have been a lot different if I had to kill all, like, 87 of them. And the ones that are coming in are actually, some of them... No, they all should be damaged. I mean, they got nuked, essentially. So, they're pretty much all damaged. I think that's it. Not too hard. Change around the home zone to no longer include this swath of the base, as it's not really the home anymore. And Soul Blader is the only one that got damaged, and barely at that. I don't even think the visitors knew that there was a fight. They probably, the earth probably, like, quaked a little bit from the nuke. And they were like, oh, they're just up to their stuff again. It's like, yep, pretty much. That is true. Up to our normal shenanigans. That's all you need to know. So this geothermal generator is pretty well isolated, but it is power grid removed from the rest of the base. So obviously I'm going to want to fix that. How is this? Oh, it's not powered on. The light's coming from over there. I was like, how is that even on? So yeah, we still have the stuff connected up. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards, which originally streamed live on Twitch, August 4th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow guardsmen.